On this video, I'm going to show you how to compare an electric bill in the state of Texas. Now, first off, make sure that you get an electric bill from your potential customer and make sure that they send you the entire bill. You're going to need that in order to accurately compare the electric bill for the customer. Now, once you have the bill, you go to your ACN storefront. And the next thing you're going to do is you're going to click on services where it's going to pull up your dashboard for residential or business services. Now I've got residential clicked on here. If I want to go to business service, I just click here for a business electric bill. But for this demonstration, let's go back to residential services. So now I'm going to choose XOOM Energy for gas and electric. I can read some information. I'm going to click on enroll now for XOOM. You check this box, you click on enroll now. And the next thing you're going to do is put in the zip code for the potential customer. And it's going to show you the rates that are available for that particular zip code. Now, once the rates pull up, you'll see the featured plan, but you can also click on fixed plans, and now it's going to show all the different plans that are available. Now, as you click on a plan that you're interested in, let's say we go to the Sherlock 24, which is a 24-month locked-in rate. I'm going to now click on where it says details. Now at this point, if we click on the electric fax label right here, it's going to pull up this. So this is our electric fax label that shows exactly what the customer is going to be paying, where it has all of the services broken down for what the complete charge is going to be per kilowatt. Now let's say this is the bill that you're looking at. This right here is a TXU bill. And so we scroll down and look on page 1, it doesn't give us the information that we need to compare the rate, but on page 2 it does. And so there's two parts of an electric bill. There's your energy charge and your delivery charge. So if we look right here, it says TXU Energy Choice Rewards, basic charge. It's going to have some information here, and it's going to show us right here with the energy charge that they're paying 13.6 cents per kilowatt for their energy charge. Now, a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that that's the rate to compare, but it's not. That's just the energy charge. It doesn't include the base charge or the delivery charge. And so you want to find on the bill where it says your average price per kilowatt. Now I have it highlighted on this bill. It doesn't come highlighted. We just highlighted it so you could easily see it with this example. And you see the average price that you paid per electric this month is 19.4 cents per kilowatt. So that's the rate that we're going to compare when looking at the bill. The other thing we want to look at is how many kilowatts did the customer use that month? So you can see right here, they used 1,465 kilowatts. So remember 19.4 cents and 1,465 kilowatts, and they're paying $292.17. So let's go take a look back at our fax label for this customer. So they were in between 1,000 and 2,000 kilowatts. So their price would be 17.4 cents a kilowatt. And that's the all-in rate. I love that XOOM, the way they advertise their rates, they're fully transparent. Their rate that they're showing is the energy charge, the base charge, and the delivery fee all combined into one. A lot of companies, unfortunately, only advertise the energy charge, and then in fine print, they'll say plus the delivery charge, plus the base charge. So here we know what the all-in rate is. So again, for this customer, they would pay 17.4 cents a kilowatt. So let's go back to this bill. So if we multiply 1,465 kilowatts times 0.174, which is what they pay per kilowatt, it's going to come out to $254.91 plus tax. So you can see this customer, they were paying $292.17 after the taxes. This customer is going to save between $35 and $40 on that particular month. And so you can see they would be a great candidate for XOOM Energy. Let's look at another example. Now, our next example, this is another TXU bill. And look, this is a great example of some of the things you're going to find. This customer had a locked-in rate years ago, and they never knew that they didn't understand that their locked-in rate had expired, and they were now on a variable rate plan. And when we looked at the bill, here's what we found. We searched for where it says your average price per kilowatt. And when we found that on the bill, they were paying 29.7 cents per kilowatt. Now, this client was using 411 kilowatts. So let's go back to our fax label. That would put them in or starting around 500 kilowatts. Their 411 is going to be the same price. So they would be paying 18.3 cents a kilowatt. Now, again, that includes the base charge, the energy charge, and the delivery fee. That's everything already combined into one. So let's go back at that bill, and we can take their 411 kilowatts and we can multiply it again by 0.183. And so if we do that, we're going to come up with $75.21 plus taxes. Now you can see this customer was paying $134.62 after taxes. So again, this customer is going to be a great candidate for XOOM Energy. Now let's take a look at another example. This is from an Ambit bill. So we scroll down, and as we scroll down, as we get to the second page, again, we'll see their energy charge is 0.114. They've got a base charge of $9.95. They've got a delivery fee. And when we take it and we look for the average price per kilowatt, we see it's 17.3 cents per kilowatt. Now, they used 1,906 kilowatts. So we go back to our fax label right here, and we can see they're almost at the 2,000 kilowatt range. So if they were at that, they would have been at 0.169 cents a kilowatt. They're at 0.174. And so if I go back to the bill and I multiply 1,906 kilowatts times 0.174, it's going to come out to $331.64. So for this particular client, they're paying basically the same exact amount. But if they used a little bit more in electricity, their rate would have been actually lower. But here's what's great. When I go back to these plans, one thing that's really neat is right now XOOM has a promotion where you can see if they enroll in the 24-month or the 36-month plan, they're going to get a $50 bill credit on their third month bill. Now, this customer, they're going to pay about the same rate, but they'll get that $50 bill credit. But remember, people are supporting your business. So if you get in a situation where it's the exact same rate, just ask somebody for a favor. Hey, listen, if I could meet or beat your rate, it would mean the world to me to have you become my customer. And now I'm going to be your personal rep. So if the rates ever go down or there's ever anything you need to know, I'm going to be able to reach out to you personally. The other company's not going to do that. And so that way you have that information firsthand. Your business would mean the world to me. Now, if they agree to become a customer, whoever the customer is, once you quote them their bill, the next thing you want to do is you want to check availability for the customer. So after you choose the plan, let's say they want the 24-month plan, you're going to hit choose, and it's going to take you to the next page. But let's just go back for a minute. We're actually going to start with the zip code for the customer because I'm going to enter in an address of a different customer. So we put in the zip code of 76120 and we click on see your rates. And now at this point, it's going to pull up the different plans for us. We're going to figure out what plan the customer wants. Again, let's say it's the 24-month plan. We click on choose, and then the next page, we're going to put their address in to make sure that the address is serviceable for the customer. Now, if a customer has what's called a co-op, like I live in Highland Village. Here in Highland Village, we have CoServe. That's a co-op. In a co-op, people cannot choose their electric provider. So when you put their address in, as long as the address pulls up, like this one did, this is a Fort Worth address of a house that's currently on the market right now. So if the address pulls up, it means we can service the address. If the address does not pull up, they probably have a co-op and they're not able to become a customer. So the address pulls up, I click on continue, and now the customer has two choices. One, if they're staying at their address and they're just switching their provider, they're going to click on I'm switching service at my current address. They scroll down and hit continue enrollment. Let's say they're moving into a property. They click I'm moving into the address above. Now a calendar is going to pop up where they can choose what day they want their electricity turned on. They choose that date. Now they hit continue enrollment. And when you go to the next page, you want to make sure that your ACN IBO number is already there on the next page. And then you just have the customer fill in their information. And within minutes, that customer can get signed up for Zoom Energy, which is great. They just put in the information. There's going to be a soft credit check. They can decide, do they want auto bill pay? Do they want to go paperless? They hit continue enrollment. They put in their information. And once they complete a few minutes later, congratulations, you now have a brand new Zoom Energy customer. Now, a frequently asked question that people ask me is, what if somebody has to pay a cancellation fee? What if they're in a contract? Well, Zoom has a program called Freedom to Connect. And this is a great program that helps people offset that expense of changing their energy provider if they're in a contract. And the way that this works is Zoom will credit the customer up to $150 on their bill if they have to pay a cancellation fee. Now, if their cancellation fee is $100, Zoom's going to apply a $100 credit. If they have a $150 cancellation fee or more, Zoom will apply a $150 credit to the customer's bill. So once they receive their bill with the cancellation fee on there, they simply email a copy of that bill to cancellation fee Zoom TX at zoomenergy.com. Again, cancellation fee Zoom TX at zoomenergy.com, and Zoom will receive that and they'll apply that credit to one of the customer's next invoices, to one of their next bills. Now, in all these examples that I showed you, Zoom came out as a great opportunity, for the client. But in not every example is Zoom going to be the best fit for the client. And so we want to take a look at the bill and see how we can help people. One thing that's important for everybody to know is a few years ago, energy prices were significantly lower than they are right now. A matter of fact, I'm sure you've experienced costs are rising for everything. So 3 years ago, we were able to lock people in on a 5-year rate of a rate that's literally 54% less than what customers are paying right now. So anybody that locked their rate in for a significant period of time a few years ago, no matter what company you're comparing them to, nobody's going to be able to beat what their rate is if they locked in at that lower rate for a long term. But a lot of clients are no longer paying those rates. There's a lot of clients where we can add a lot of value to. So again, this is exactly how you compare a bill for somebody and determine if it's the right fit for them. Now, one last thing I want to share with you is we also have an amazing program called Power Your Home. Don't forget about Power Your Home, because this is an amazing program for you as an ACN independent business owner. Once you've acquired 12 electricity customers, Zoom will actually, in addition to your bonuses and your residuals that you make, Zoom will give you an additional direct deposit every month for the average of what those customers are spending on the supply portion of your bill. So you have an opportunity as an ACN independent business owner to have your electric bill be up to free every month. Even if you're like me and you're in an area where you can't become a Zoom customer, it's okay. Go get 12 Zoom Energy customers in areas where people can sign up for the service, and they will still give you that extra direct deposit every month where you can qualify for up to free electricity. And so let's go get a lot of electricity customers together. Let's help a lot of people, and let's have fun building a great residual income together. I hope this video is helpful.